everybody. Good to see you again. Let's talk about the inconjunction between Mars and Neptune today and what this can bring. So in synastry, this is an interesting thing to evaluate. It really depends on what kind of relationship we're dealing with, how the extremes of this can really reveal itself. If it's a romantic relationship, we're dealing with issues of extreme desires and seeing in the other person the potential to fulfill that desire. So we tend to have a mindlessness or a spontaneity that can have us jumping into things before we've really evaluated the consequences or what's actually there. So this particular inconjunction has us jumping into pools with no water. So the types of cravings and desires, yearnings that this can evoke in the two people can be unusual. Because we may be feeling like this outrageous attraction that's unlike anything else we've ever felt before. That does not mean it's fated. That does not mean that there's some universal edict that wants you to go through with it. It's just the way it feels. So we will frequently cast our good sense to the side when this inconjunction is present and really just get our fill of each other as much as we can. And it's a very mutual thing with both people. The Mars person is definitely triggered to move in as soon as they can and really start to get their fill of the Neptune person. The Neptune person is drawn into things as well. It's very interesting, though, how the Mars is usually the instigator when it comes to this. So it's like the vision that I have of this inconjunction is of like a feeding frenzy among sharks. And this does not imply that we have compatibility. This doesn't imply that we have tender feelings, forgiveness, lifestyles in common. Doesn't imply anything other than attraction. And that is not love. Attraction and chemistry are not love. Attraction and chemistry can open the door to love, but that's not what love is. And compatibility is made up of several different things. We have to have, vision for life, values, lifestyles, chemistry and attraction. Temperaments need to be able to tolerate each other. There's a lot of different things that go into compatibility. It's definitely not just about attraction and chemistry. That is not going to be enough. So this is one that just can really blind us to the things that are not working, and we just kind of go headlong into pillaging each other's treasures. So hindsight is going to happen with this particular inconjunction. This is a hard one to keep somebody from just diving into. It's really just usually has to be taken to its logical conclusion. So when you see it, you're going to want to evaluate other things to see, do we have compatibility in other areas? Because if we don't, then this one can burn itself out pretty quickly. Because when we start out at level 10, there ain't no place to go but down. And this is one where we are proceeding with very little information other than we have chemistry and attraction. So as we peel back the layers and get to know each other better, we can come to see that we have jumped into a pool with no water. So we just want to make sure that there's other things going on in other areas. Does the relationship actually have legs? And evaluate the composite chart very carefully if you see this in the synastry, simply because of how it can spur us to form a sexual relationship before we've really understood what each other is actually about. And it does not bring tenderness into the relationship. It doesn't imply compassion. We're not coming at each other from a point of empathy. We just want the other person to fulfill this extraordinary desire and craving that we have for each other. So it's one to note if you see it in synastry. And if we have two people that are themselves quite selfish, and then we see this in synastry, it's only going to bring out more of those essentially selfish qualities. So it's one to watch out for. So hope this was helpful. If it was, please subscribe to my channel. Check me out on the internet at Truth in Aspect Astrology, other social media at Truth in Aspect Astrology, although I'm terrible about posting to social media because it's not my bag. Check out my website for ongoing classes, subscribership, and I will be offering Asteroid Club next month coming up, where we meet once a week and study a different asteroid. Nerd City for astrology people. So check me out there if you're interested in more content, and I'll be back super soon with more videos.